This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
Ready to pop the question? The jewelers at BlueNile.com have got sparkle down to a science with beautiful lab-grown diamonds worthy of your most brilliant moments. Their lab-grown diamonds are independently graded and guaranteed identical to natural diamonds. And they're ready to ship to your door. Go to BlueNile.com and use promo code LISTEN to get $50 off your purchase of $500 or more. That's code LISTEN at BlueNile.com for $50 off. BlueNile.com, code LISTEN.
Right, wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Welcome to Bradford City vs Notts County preview live on Twitter and on TikTok. So today we're going to go through the post-match, the Barrow game, what obviously got postponed, pre-match Notts County game, the latest Bradford City news, the weather forecast for the Bradford game, and score predictions. So I am joined today, and hopefully they can all hear me, Stan, Diane, and Chris.
Good evening.
Good evening. Got you.
Have you got your phone charged up?
I knew that would have come.
Oh, that was a good one.
Charged up, Chris.
Say that again, sorry.
Got your phone charged up?
That phone's fully charged up, aye.
Yeah, 2 seconds. I've just got a parcel coming. Oh, yeah. Oh, what? Yeah, of course you are.
Don't forget to sign it. Needs to sign the parcel.
I don't need to sign it. It's Argos.
Oh, Diane, I love you. Sometimes when things just randomly happen. So Diane's got a parcel. We don't know what it is, but she's got a parcel.
Bradford City scarf.
Don't know what it is. It's an egg poaching. I've bought my dad a DAB. I've been nice and bought my dad a new radio.
Have you bought my DAB radio?
Yeah, so he can listen to the football. He don't know that he's got it. I'm surprising him. Everything he does for me, you see, so.
Right. Let's get this. Oh, hold on. We've got DJ Lee here as well. Why won't it let me accept DJ Lee? It's DJ Lee speaking. Someone's already done it. Thank you. Right. So we're live on X and Twitter. So Twitter, just keep asking questions away. And no, I don't work for TalkSport. We're just sponsored by TalkSport. Let's start off with the dismal, shocking post-match Barrow obviously got postponed. So, what did anyone go to the game?
Yes, as you can tell with them photos.
Yeah, Diane, I bet you're in your element, love.
Oh, I worry me element.
Did you have to get bucket and mop out?
Oh, I did. God, he's fit.
Is he fit?
Oh, he is.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how fit is he?
10.
Oh, right. Did you go, Stan?
I didn't get round to getting a ticket, you know, and so I'm going to hope for one that might pop up on the midweek rearrangement.
Where's Callie? Crypto Bantam's asked. No idea where Callie is. She should be on her way, hopefully. She normally turns up late to these things. Did you go, Chris, to the game?
No, I didn't manage it, mate.
You didn't manage it. What about yourself, Lee? Did you watch it or did you attempt to watch it on iFollow?
Well, I was going to do, but it got turned off at an hour before kick-off.
Yeah, sorry.
What, just thought.
I had a lovely trip down Barrow, though. I went to.
We saw photos.
I've seen that.
I went to the Docking Museum.
Oh.
Highly recommended TikTok. Get yourself to the Docking Museum in Barrow. It's free and it's fantastic. And then I end up nipping to the rugby club, and there was some little market on there. End up getting girlfriend a birthday gift. Oh. Reasonable price, little market, so it wasn't that bad. So anyone else got anything on Barrow? No, it didn't really happen, but were you pissed off?
I was absolutely gutted.
Yeah, me too. I wanted to watch. Chance for 3 points.
Oh, a little bit of the pitch. He must have had an hot date with his missus or something to call it off.
Yeah, you see the little meme thing I put up on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I showed my dad and he cracked up laughing.
I know, I'm here to put smile on people's faces.
Yeah.
Right, so we're going to go on to the Notts County game next because I've got some more stuff I want to speak about the Barrow game, but it's going to go into the latest news part. So, pre-match again, Notts County, and I say thank you, Miss Diane, for sending me the referee because the app I normally use is absolutely shocking and it did not update. So, the referee is called Dave Rock.
Oh.
He must be rubbish at rock, paper, scissors, but here we go. So, in the EFL trophy, he's had 3 appearances. He's dished out 12 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, 2 penalties. In League One, he's had 12 appearances, 48 yellow cards, 1 second yellow, 3 red cards, 2 penalties. In League Two, he's had 11 appearances, he's dished out 40 yellow cards, 2 second yellows, 2 reds, 1 penalty. FA Cup, he's had 2 appearances, 6 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, and no penalties. In the EFL Cup, he's had 1 appearance, 1 yellow card, no second yellows, no reds, and no penalties. Altogether, he's had 29 appearances. He's dished out 107 yellow cards. He's dished out 2 second yellows, 5 red cards, and 5 penalties. And then the last couple of games we have played with Notts County, we've won 1, drawn 2, lost 2. And previously, August the 11th, 2012, we lost 1-0. 2013, we drew 1-1. In 2014, we lost 3-0. 2014, we won 1-0. 2015, we drew 1-1. And then still in therapy after the 2023 game when we got absolutely battered 4-2. Just a bit of stats for you. So, Notts County are currently 14th. They have played 34. They've got a goal difference of 3 and they're on 47 points. We have played 33 games. We've got a goal difference of 2 and we've played 46 games. We've got 2 games in hand. Our top goal scorer is Andy Cook, who's had 13 goals, 14 assists, and he's played 30 matches. And then their deadliest person is Longstaff. 23 games, 6 assists, 34 goals. A bit of an insight. Bradford are ranked 20 in goals scored per match, 1.2. Ranked 14 in shots on target per match, 4.2. Have scored 6 goals in the last 5 games. Notts County ranked 1 goal scored per match, 2 goals. Have conceded the most penalties this season, 13, so we probably might get a penalty tomorrow. Last off is the competition's top goal scorer on 23 goals. And then we'll go to the Simon Parker stuff. And his prediction lineup is Sam Walker, Tompkinson, Stubbs, Kelly, Brad Halliday, Kevin McDonald, Alex Gilead, Lewis Richardson, Callum Cav, Andy Cook, Clark Outdoor with Sub Smith, Wright, Chapman, Poynton, Rydall, Wadesworth, Doyle. Top goal scorer is Andy Cook, 15, league position 16. Last 4 games we have lost against Wickham in the Cup, but they played really well. Sutton won 1-0, MK Dons won 4-0, Wrexham won 1-0. Captain Richard Smallwood sits out as the delayed second game of his ban. Lewis Richardson is set to return after his concussion protocol, but Matty Platt is still out with a hamstring. Notts County predicted lineup is Hamilton. Oh God, here we go. Marquardt, Baldwin, Cameron, Adam Chickson, who used to play for City, Geordie Jones, Jim O'Brien, Dan Corlett, Sam Robinson, David McCondrick, perhaps not correctly, Longstaff, and then subs is Bostock, Neymar, Austin, Rowlinson, Clockett, some along lines of that, and I'm not even going to pronounce that name. Leading top goal scorers, Longstaff 24. They've lost against Sutton. They lost against Hull. They lost against Wrexham, and they won against Newport The referee, David Rocks from Hertfordshire, when he last charge of City's game in the goalless draw against Northampton in April 2020. Match odds are 12-10 for City, 2-1 for Notts County, and 13-5 for a draw. Last time sides met, City were blown away by 4 goals in the first half before recovering to lose 4-2 on the TV at Meadow Lane in November. And I'm going to have a quick breather. And I see Miss Callie's joined us again, typically Miss Callie, always late. What's your excuse this time? So we'll start off with Stan, and just what's your thoughts on that team? And I'm going to have a quick breather.
Yeah, I think I need a breather just listening to that. Well done for getting all that in. I think he's obviously going to keep a similar side into, and I would imagine, we'll hopefully carry on where we left off at against Wickham. We've got to take that momentum. Last Saturday was obviously disappointing in that we weren't able to carry that through. It's fairly even. We seem to do all right against them at home, don't we? We're not that great at their place. So I would hope. Don't know why these things happen, but I would hope that carries on tomorrow. So play like we did against Wickham. I think we'll be all right.
Diane.
So I'm on mute then. Like I say, it's a good team, good strength team, and hopefully we'll do another win against them. Hopefully we can do what they did to us, get 4 goals in first half against them. Hopefully we'll have to try stop Matty Longstaff, won't we? Being leading goal scorer. But I think we can do it with the squad that he's put out.
And yourself, Chris?
I'm in agreement, to be honest with you. It's a bonus that Small was not on. But I think, again, with how we've played, it was just a bit of a hitch not playing in that momentum over last weekend. But if we're training and we're still getting it like that, I think we'll win. Might not be by a massive margin, but I think we'll do them at home. I'm not scared of it.
DJ Lee?
Same. Not to worry about. I think they've had a week off. They'll be refreshed and ready. Mr. McDonald needs his rest these days. He's knocking on, I think we've got a more than fair chance of beating them at home. I think it's a strong side. And I like the attitude. I listened to that interview with Halliday, and there seems to be a determination throughout now. Anybody you hear talking, that they're going to finish this season really strong, starting with Notts County on Saturday, hopefully.
And she's back again. In out, shake it about, Kelly. Where is she? Had to speak her. And now we should be able to hear Miss Kelly.
I don't know what happened there. As soon as you said DJ Lee, everything just went quiet. So, yeah. Hi, everyone. Hope you're all well. Crypto, I'm here. I've just seen your message.
Hiya, Kelly.
Oh, dear. I'm looking forward to seeing Cookie and Kavanagh together tomorrow, hopefully. I think them two are going to create a lot of trouble tomorrow.
Okay. What's your excuse for being late this time, Callie?
I'm cooking. I was literally started cooking, and then I thought, I looked at the clock. I thought, shit, it's after 7 o'clock.
All right, and you know what I'm going to ask you next, don't you?
Go on.
What are you cooking?
I'm cooking pork chops with stuffing, potatoes and carrots, and a Yorkshire pudding.
Happy days. Nice.
I hope you're singing that Yorkshire pudding, madam.
I'm singing the Yorkshire pudding, yeah.
That's all right then. People,
I haven't
you know what I'm talking
today
about.
yet.
Yeah, people know what you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I do, yes.
Yes. We'll stop there.
All right. Anyone else having the dinner or tea or breakfast?
I've just finished mine.
What did you have, Stan?
I've been a bit different last few weeks, but I reverted to type and I had fish fingers for my tea tonight because I couldn't be bothered.
Wish I had some. I haven't had out yet.
Have you had out to eat, Diane?
I made slow cooker chili con carne with jacket potato for my tea tonight.
Oh.
So there you go.
Oh.
Slimming.
Chris?
I walked into the kitchen and saw that there were 2 sausage rolls on the side, so stuck them in the oven. That were me with a bit of brown sauce.
Sounds a good, mate.
Sounds a good one. I'll get a bit peckish after this and probably go back in and get something else, but I don't know what yet.
Hey,
I'm in that way out, me. I just don't know what I want.
I've started some off on TikTok now. So Ken is having a Chinese. Go on TikTok because what else is everyone having for the tea or dinner or breakfast wherever you are watching in the world? So Ken's having his Chinese. Can't leave it as that. At that, Ken. What are you having? You having your egg fried rice? Oh, G Kidson, I'm having a pizza. Please don't tell me you're having what do you call it? Pineapple and ham or whatever it is.
Inspire me, someone.
What are you having though, Johnny?
Ooh, I've already had mine. I've had chips and chicken.
Just the contact info.
Oh, lovely.
And then we've had Ben, who's having a KFC. Nice. What are you having, Ben? You just having chicken and chips? Eddie Howe. Oh, I pissed myself if that's actually Eddie Howe, but I doubt it. He's having a chippy. Ken's having a salt and pepper box. Eddie Howe's having a chip butty. Happy days. Oh, Crypto Banton is going to order a Chinese. On this podcast, we go from talking about football to food to dating instantly.
Where do you get a decent KFC in Bradford? There isn't one.
They're in. I went to one the other day. It was horrible in Keighley.
Yeah, they're just crap.
I don't mind Broadway one. It's not too bad.
Luke is having a sausage roll. Ken Odsall. Right. Anyone else got anything they want to chat about the pre-match Notts game?
Interesting what Lee had mentioned about the interview with Brad. I missed that, but it is quite feasible that, you know, if the team get their heads, the mentality right, there's no reason why they can't have a really big push, because I've said all season that this squad is good enough. For whatever reasons, a myriad of reasons, we haven't been consistent, we've been poor at times, etc. But yeah, you know, good. I'm glad to start thinking that way. Obviously, you know, for me, it is good enough to get in the playoffs.
Okay. We've had Ben, I think he means Baildon, but he's put Bezelden, Bolton, bottom KFC is good. Right, so moving on now to the latest Bradford news, and I'm going to put a bit of Barrow into this. I'm going to ask a couple of questions. So, everyone on Twitter, X, Facebook, on social media, you've probably seen the Willy Wonka chocolate factory farce, what happened up in Scotland when kids were getting like one sweet per person. It's been all over social media. So that leads on to me to asking questions, even you on TikTok. When is it you've spent money on something, football related, and it's not gone to plan, or it's broken your expectations? So, Stan, we'll start off with you.
The day I watched my first Bradford City game, yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. I think there's some games that I do actually remember a game going back in the late 90s, and I was kind of moving heaven and earth to kind of get to the game. Like my mate, we just kind of got it there in time. The taxi driver was doing proper getaway driver to get us to the game, and if I remember rightly, we lost. I think it was rubbish. So that's the first thing I can think of off the top of my head.
What about you, Diane Love?
Oh, I don't know. Literally, I have no idea what I've spent money on. Like last Saturday, yeah, definitely disappointment. We're not playing, and it's still a shit ground, as I said. But yeah, I think spending money to go up there and then to get it rearranged or postponed for a little bit of grass is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
what about yourself?
Yeah, I think
Chris?
that's mine.
What springs to mind with me is the old trip down to Wembley when we played Millwall. Because we got down there, me and my mate John that I go with, he brought all his entourage of family. He got 9 tickets, and as we're going in, he realised there were 10 of us. So we're like, oh crap, what do we do here? So we went to Bradford City and we tried getting a ticket. They said no, you'll have to go to other. So we had to go to Millwall End and walked in to get a ticket. So we queued up. Guy at one at stewards basically said to my mate, "You better cover up because no one wants to see that there." Absolutely bricked it. Got a ticket, walked back all ashamed, got a seat, and then we watched that. And it all went to pot when their fans came onto the pitch, started going for McCall, and then when we left, watching them punch police horses and try and fight him with all the rest of us, and this, that, and other, it was just shocking. It's just a bad taste in your mouth all the time.
Yeah.
That was the year that Millwall got voted Family Club of the Year as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Family Club of the Year, how to show your kids how to fight.
That was
exactly.
I think it were all families that were fighting, wasn't it, in Millwall?
Yeah.
I remember driving into that game and our coach took us past all the Millwall fans and they chucked at our coach whatever they could get their hands on. Table, chairs, cones, absolutely everything.
I had the same in the semi-final the previous year down in Millwall. Got a coach and then on the way back, coming out the ground, basically got bottle thrown at the window, smashed the outer window. In fact, going back up the A1, there was roadworks. We went on the detour. Somebody had turned the sign so it was the opposite way around. So it took the coach driver about an hour to realise we were going completely the wrong way. So ended up getting back into Bradford about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And what about yourself, Lee? Have you witnessed the game, or have you wasted like money on iFollow, or have you?
Not really, no. I've just never. I never really get that disappointed. You know, I just water off a duck's back is what it is.
Yeah. Kelly?
I can remember a few times when I couldn't get to games and Mr. Johnny would message me because iFollow's got that time delay. And Johnny would always message me and say, goal, or and I'm like sat there waiting for the goal to happen. That has happened loads of times.
Yeah, I think mine's similar to that. It's when I couldn't go because when I was working on nights at Mintex and stuff, it's only real disappointments that I couldn't actually get there.
So I've got two horrible stories. Callie knows one. When we went to Blackpool, and I think we were 3 or 4-0 up at half time. We ended up leaving and ended up going to a casino, and I think it finished 5-0. And we just had to swap jackets and stuff just so we could get into the casino.
Oh.
And I think Ken's put that as well on TikTok, Blackpool away. But the other one is when we played Gillingham last season. And clever me, I've bought a Premier Inn. I think Premier Inn. Was it right near Bin Depot? I've gone down and my mate Richard rang me, said game's been called off. I'm like, great. Couldn't cancel my hotel. Couldn't change it. So I ended up staying a night down in Gillingham watching England lose. I think the final. Italy won it in final. All right. Anyone else got any other horror stories they want to share? Okay. Right. Everyone's favourite part. Stan, it's your time to shine. So the weather forecast for the Bradford game, sponsored by
Stan Jabbar Photography, where your image is my focus.
Right.
Oh, nice.
She's remembered it this week. So, where are we? So, Saturday is going to be rainy, so you need your big coats and your hats. Dan, you need to wear your pink hat.
So everybody can see me.
Yep, so the sunrise at 6:52 and the sunset at 17:48. It's going to absolutely chuck it down. The highest it's going to be is 4 degrees, but when I look on another weather forecast, it's supposed to snow. And that's your crappy weather forecast for today. Right. Everyone's second part, sponsored by Stan again, is the whether the score predictions. So, Stan the man, what's your score prediction?
Well, I'm going to carry on in the theme of making predictions for the last 2-3 games. I think 2-1 City.
So that means it's going to snow tomorrow because Stan's done a prediction. Diane?
I'm going to go 3-0 to City.
3-0. Okay, you're going to get a... Chris?
I'm also going 3-0 to City.
Okay. DJ Lee.
I see no reason to go against that. 3-0. Come on, City.
Get in, Lee.
I'm going to do something new for you.
Oh,
And
pardon
Miss
me.
Callie.
I think we're going to do well tomorrow. I think it's going to be a 2-1 to City.
They're absolutely shocking. Right, so TikTok, get your score predictions in and we'll read them out. Oh, Ken thinks it's going to be 4-3. G. Kitson thinks 3-0 City. Ben thinks Bradford are going to win 2-1. And if anyone... Oh, Crypto Bantam thinks 3-2. We've got BC AFC. Ellis thinks it's going to be 3-2 City. Come on, City. BFD Finlay thinks it's going to be 3-1 City. I think it's going to be... I think we're going to get revenge. And revenge is a dish... What's that saying? A revenge is a dish served cold?
A revenge is a dish... It is... I can't remember it now.
No one can say it. If anyone can...
No.
Revenge...
A dish served cold.
That's it. I think Bradford are going to win. I'm going to go 4-0. Yeah, clowning about. We've got Kyle thinks it's going to be 4-1 Notts County. Typically. Remember TikTok, keep your score predictions coming in. We've got Ben. Ben, on the way down to Oldham, we got stuck in the snow and my car for 3.5 hours, you poor bugger. I'd same as you though, Ben. I went down to football with a couple of mates. Ended up taking the wrong road and got stuck on a farm track, and I ended up getting pushed. They had to jump out and push me out of the snow. And it was cold. So keep your score predictions in. Anyone else? Actually, we'll go back because what time is it? Oh, I've got loads of time. Actually, I've remembered. We'll go back to the Bradford news a minute. What's everybody's thoughts on the northwest corner moving to the lower end of the Kop? I think it's personally going to be a bad idea in a way because you'll have people who've been sat in them seats for God knows how long, and I don't think they'll move. Just say, Stan, what's your thoughts on it?
Also, why should they move? I mean, I don't have an opinion on it other than if I had a season ticket and I was happy with where I would be, then I'd want to stay there. I mean, obviously, if a drum came near me, I'd be seriously considering where I sit. I don't feel strongly enough about it. I think it's... I mean, because they had the K-block section, didn't they, in the upper tier of the Kop with the flags, etc., and that could have taken off, but that sort of then didn't last more than half a season or whatever. I don't know. I think if people don't want to move, then stay where you are. Don't be compelled to just because they're obviously... I mean, it was good against Wickham when it was in the lower tier, but that's also because everybody was congregated in that area, concentrated in that area. So, yeah, I don't know.
Because what I make of it as well is, obviously the club had this really big idea of moving everybody to the Kop, to the northwest corner, and I think it started off well. But then obviously the northwest corner and the Kop would cause like World War III with each other. They'd be trying to outsing each other and stuff like that. So my thing on it, if it works, it works. But if anyone does sit in the northwest corner, I would love to know, did they promise you anything to get you to move over to the northwest corner?
Parachute, probably.
I think rumours were, I don't know if it's true, that apparently they were going to put safe standing in. But by all accounts, they're not putting that in now because it costs too much money. So if anyone's got any thoughts on it, let us know. Diane?
I'm saying as Stan, what about those that are in the B block, like the seats where they are they going to be willing to move because they've probably had them seats quite a few years? I think it'd be best staying at Northwest Corner. I know that might make me sound like a marky, but I think it might be best. Staying at Northwest Corner.
So we've had Ben on TikTok again. TikTok, I know we're live. Personally, can't see people moving. They should have it. They shouldn't have to, and flags will be in the way of view of. Yeah, I've seen the flags in the corner where I sit. 'Cause I sit in the 1911, the little posh seating. So if you do see me sat there, give me a wave. Ken thinks it should be top of the cop. Personally, I've seated in beat block and ain't willing to give up my seat. Yeah, go for it. Hey up, sorry. Labib, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just saw you sneak in there, bud.
Yeah, how you doing? You right?
Yeah, yourself? You well? Long time no see.
Yeah. All good. Just to pick up on that point, I think it should move, and I think it should be behind the goal, either lower tier or upper tier. But I think with it being stuck away in the northwest corner, I think it's too isolated. If I'm honest, I sit in the Midland Road, and at times I struggle to hear. I can hear it, the noise that they're making, but because I kind of sit closer to the away fans, at times I can hear them far clearer and far louder than I can our own fans. So I think it needs to be more central. I think it's a little bit out of the way. I take on board the points that people have made, that if you've already been sitting in the lower part of the cop and you've been there for a few years, it's a logistic nightmare to accommodate the atmosphere section there. I get that. I sit, as I said, I sit in the Midland Road a couple of times when we've had big cup games. You know, I've had to move and relocate, which was a bit of a pain. But overall, on principle, I think it's better. It would be better off a kind of central spot behind the goal. That's how I see it. When we had that K block, when they were doing all the flags and the banners, I think, like I said, the club actually encouraged that lot to move to the northwest corner when they established that atmosphere section. And like you said, like you pointed out, I think the intention was to create a safe standing area. And I think that was some of the incentive why a lot of people moved over. I don't know if it would be any cheaper to make the lower cop or the upper cop safe standing. So again, logistically, absolute nightmare. I wouldn't like to try and sort that out, but from a fan's point of view, I'd love to see it behind the goal.
Yeah. Before we just go to Stan, we've had Kyle chirp up on TikTok. As a Chester fan, last time I went to Bradford, I thought your atmosphere was really good. Yeah, it can be when everyone sings together. Back to Stan.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the principle that Labib's making in terms of like it would be better. I would almost. It was Mark Lawn, wasn't it, who opened the Bradford end for the home support as well about a decade ago, whenever it was, and I do that. I think obviously they're not going to do it mid-season, but they kind of have to do it as some kind of consultation. I'm assuming they are. They're putting out some consultation, aren't they, with the fans?
They are, yeah. There was that survey a couple of days ago, wasn't there?
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, you know, if people are prepared to move, then I'm all for it. You know, in that respect, I think. I think with regards to atmosphere at the ground, I think a lot of it does depend on the mood, the kind of general zeitgeist in terms of either the way that the club is or the team is at that particular time. And obviously, if the team are basically doing well and really putting a shift in, then it kind of tends to be reflected as well. Also, the referees can unify everyone. When you get a crap referee down at Valley Parade, then we seem to be this like the world's against us kind of mentality. But it'd be interesting to see what the feedback is from the fans, and then what the club does. Because I don't have confidence in the club that they will have the best solution, either logistically or kind of politically with the fans in that sense. But yeah, I mean, I'm all for it, and assuming there would be safe standing, then yeah, whatever. I think behind the cop, kind of, especially sucking the ball into the back of the net. But I think if we did that, we would have to maybe open up the Bradford end for the home fans, just because the amount of tin pot teams that come in and turn us round or try to turn us round for the first half, which would, in my opinion, negate that. Hopefully, So
yeah. So before we go to Chris, we just had some more TikToks coming. FLV, I feel if we were bottom of the cop, everyone is included and we ain't singing two different songs. I agree there. And then going back to your part about the you on about like the TL Dallas? What's TL Dallas stand? Is that the
Bradford end?
Yeah. So I had a friend who basically went there for the Wickham game, and she said it was horrible. It was shocking. These seats and stuff, and the pillars all in the way. But I agree with you, Stan. There, it's like Wickham game when they don't bring enough fans. We should actually open the TL Dallas stand up and let home fans sit in there. So then the home fans are all the way around. I know it's like on, I think, is it Labib who said he sits in the Midland Road, or you sit in the Midland Road?
Yeah, it's me. I'm in the Midland Road, yeah.
Does it still say on your season ticket on about stuff about if they bring a big following, they can kick you out of your seat and move you somewhere else? Is that still the T's and C's?
I know that applies for the cup games. I mean, the last time it happened was in the playoffs when we played Carlisle. They gave them the whole of that Midland Road stand, didn't they? So I had to move to the Cop for that game, which, you can understand it. But obviously on Saturday, Notts County bringing a big following, they'll have them last two blocks in the Midland Road and the whole of that Bradford end, won't they?
Yeah.
So when I started coming to watch City many years ago, I used to go regularly every week in the Bradford end, and that used to be the atmosphere section. That's where
it certainly did.
Yeah, that's where it used to come from. Obviously, it was a shed back in those days. Just a single terrace, but that's where the noise used to come from, and it because, like I think Stan made the point earlier, that because people are more condensed into a smaller area, it generates more noise. And it might be something to do with acoustics as well inside the stadium. Like I was saying earlier, you can kind of hear the away fans sometimes louder than our home fans, and that's really because they're condensed into a relatively small area. Whereas, the northwest corner, I think, just spreads out a little bit.
So, do you know the TL Dallas stand? How much does it actually hold, roughly?
I've no idea, but it doesn't look that big, if I'm honest.
Doesn't look finished. It never has.
Yeah, I don't know. When you see pictures of it on the inside, it looks very, very tight. And it's a shame that we don't use it regularly enough. I do generally agree with that point that we should be putting home fans in there and spreading our home support around the ground. When I've been to away games and you see whole stands that are not in use, I think it just looks a bit shabby. When you've only got a kind of three-sided ground that's in operation. I'd love to see all four sides of the ground in use, and in particular Bradford ends to the Bradford fans.
We've had Lucas BFD reply to us. He's saying it holds about 1.5k. So if that's that there, the Midland Road, then how many does that hold? Midland Road, roughly?
I think that's about 7, is it? Something like that.
It's about 5 or 7. It's somewhere in those that ballpark, innit? I think so as well. The seats, because it has been neglected. Because relatively speaking, was it up before the Midland Road or stand was built in terms of like that iteration of the Bradford end? Because I know that a lot of Bradford fans and away fans have said like the toilets there are an absolute disgrace. And so at the moment, whether it's just because the seats are not in a fit state in the the bottom tier of that, they've got that obviously as advertising banners, haven't they?
They've done all the seats on the stand. They've fixed them all up in
all of them in
Dallas.
Right? Yeah, probably, yeah. Because obviously we've had like some big away following this last year or so, haven't we? With some clubs that have brought a following, so that's probably what it boils down to. But I've sat in there a couple of times, and it's not the best, but sort of.
Is it still an issue in that end where they can't serve alcohol because of you can see the pitch, something daft like that from the bar?
I don't know. I don't know that. To be honest, so that probably is the thing, because it is pretty much. I mean, that bit of the ground is so tin pot in it in terms of like it looks like an average League Two away sort of ground. If you just looked at that sort of that stand itself, that kind of that end. So yeah, so you're probably right, Labib. I think it probably is the case, and yeah, so there are restrictions, obviously.
So if they do go ahead, for example, sorry, did I ask Chris? Chris, did I ask?
Didn't ask me either.
Sorry, get away with myself. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
Chris, so what's your thoughts on it? Sorry, the cop and stuffer.
Well, I went onto that survey and I said leave it where it was, purely because it didn't make sense to me for uplifting other people, like what everybody else has said. But I do see the sort of the quality of them being behind the goal. But again, it's going to be upheaval for other people. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And what about yourself, Lee? What's your thoughts?
I kind of agree with, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But as a former Bradford End supporter for many, many years, Mark Lawn, my cousin Paul, everybody, we were all in there, and it was the noisy part of the ground because largely in those days the cop was open, no roof, nothing. But I've got a heart for. Do you remember just after the fire when we came back to Valley Parade, that Bradford End was all standing? I kind of hope they'd do something like that because there were a good atmosphere in that Bradford End. They just were, and it's always been the same. So I just hope they can do something. But I don't think as a noise section for drum and stuff like that, just leave them where they are. If it's not broke, don't try fix it.
Alec?
But get that Bradford End in use.
I completely agree with Lee. I remember when it was Bradford End, and safe standing in that Dallas stand would be amazing. You know what I mean? The ones that want to stand and
that's what I was saying.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I sit in the bottom of the cop at the minute, but I only sit in the bottom because obviously when Lainey started going to the games when she was like 6-7 years old, I felt it was safer for her to sit in the bottom end of the cop. The only problem I've got with it is I'll take you back to Doncaster away when the lads all had the pyro party and they were off their heads with drink and whatever else. They spoilt it for a lot of fans because they just stood up in front of everybody, even disabled people. So I would be a bit worried that may happen in the bottom of the cop, and that's going to cause issues on its own. I used to prefer it when they were all in K block. They were above behind the goal. They were up at the top so they could stand up and mess about as much as they wanted, and it didn't affect anybody. And I think, and I prefer it when away fans are in Dallas stand and we're in the cop and the rabble are in the cop, because I think that creates a better atmosphere. So I remember. Do you remember the Liverpool friendly game that we did for Stephen Darby a few seasons ago?
So again, flashbacks to that.
Johnny missed most of it because he got a bit drunk and he fell asleep in his seat.
Drunk.
But that game, the atmosphere, I think that's one of the best atmosphere games I've seen at Valley Parade for a long time. And it was just a friendly, wasn't it? We filled the ground was full to bursting. We had Bradford fans and Liverpool fans were just all together, and it didn't matter because it was a friendly, and the atmosphere in that was absolutely banging. The roof was going off and everything.
Stan, you got your hand up, bud?
Yeah. I think the point probably it would be best served being up on the upper tier, because if you think of the acoustics, you've got the roof over that, you're closer to the roof, and that sound will bounce against,
reverberate.
Yes, it will bounce. The sound waves will bounce upwards and out, and kind of almost amplify it. So I think that's really a good kind of point to make as well. The other thing as well, I think when everyone's unified in the ground and we are sort of sort of like really into the game, I think a lot. I'm all for like the this kind of ultras area, if that's what you call it. The two loudest games I can remember, the Leeds United one in the cup when we beat them 2-1. The atmosphere throughout that whole game was so loud from the City fans. It was amazing. But the other one was the Liverpool when Weatherall scored that, and I used to do the pitch.
What a day.
And I was on the pitch at the end of that game, and I'd never heard it as loud as that game.
Dan, you got your hand up, love?
Yeah, talking about the atmosphere, it would be better if they did move it into top end at Cup. Because do you remember when we played Arsenal in Cup?
Yeah.
The run in 2013 or 2012, when it was that day? I must admit, my house looks over Valley Parade. From where I live, I can see Valley Parade. And obviously, I could hear the noise on my back doorstep. It was just vibrating right up East Bowling when everybody was shouting and everything. So with the roof, I could just hear it all. You knew what was going on.
Again, though, at those times, just like Callis said, that were when they were all up in K Block. Because I've been in Bantam's Bar now for a decade or so, and when it moved over from K Block to West Corner, you don't get that same sort of noise reverberation. And you can't hear them half as much as what you could do when they were in K Block. I think in K Block you could hear them from most around ground.
So if the club, in their wisdom, go ahead and decide to do it, so what will happen to the northwest corner then? Will it still be there, or will they just close it off again, or will they just make it like the family stand again? Do you reckon?
If we've got supporters that want to go into it, they'll make it a family stand or something, won't they? I bet.
The point I would make also is, whilst we're having this discussion, the cynics amongst us, and I'd probably include myself in that, is this a bit of a kind of a signal of the club trying to get ahead of the predicted downturn in season ticket sales? Because picking up that last question, if they do move it to the lower cop or even the upper cop, what they do the northwest corner, and obviously what we'd love to see is a stadium packed out week in, week out, right? And all of that northwest corner filled in, all of the Bradford end filled in. But if you listen to a lot of people, and the way, obviously we don't know the way the season's going to end, but certainly the first half of the season wasn't a lot to shout about. And I think even then the club were perhaps predicting that would be reducing the number of our season ticket sales. I don't know what people think about that.
I think on Labib's point, and I think you've stirred the cynic in me as well, because just going back to what Johnny was saying about Brad's interview about earlier, that they're all going to sort of, obviously they're pushing for a big push at the end of the season, which may be true from their perspective, but the kind of choice for them to use that as the interview that's going out, I agree, that's probably a ploy for the season tickets, and because obviously the mood and general kind of zeitgeist amongst the fans this season has been poor. Not blaming the fans, I'm blaming the club. And And so in that respect, yeah, I think the Cyniciners would sort of do that. I suppose the option is rather than try to fill the northwest corner, is shut that off and then just put people into the rest of the cop. Because rather than move them from one part of the ground to another, just move them somewhere else in the cop or on the upper tier or lower tier, whatever. Then you've got full cop, which would probably be better than a dissipated northwest corner.
Exactly, and it's what we said earlier. People make more noise when they're a little bit more condensed, right? So you get everybody together, squeeze them in a little bit for the want of a better expression, and then that will generate more noise. And just like I said, close off the northwest corner. There's no point, just people being scattered in there and not making much noise. That's what we all want, I would assume. You want a good atmosphere. You want it to be intimidating for the away team. You want everybody to get behind the team. And support the team, which is what we're all there to do. And I think, and I'm really looking forward to tomorrow because it's what I think most of us would class as a big game in the fact that Notts will bring a big following, and it's always better, I think, when you get a big away following. It just generates that atmosphere. It increases that kind of excitement. It builds that tension. And whatever happens in the 90 minutes will happen, but it just makes for a far better occasion than when you get a couple of hundred people turning up. No disrespect to those smaller clubs, but we all want to see a packed out stadium with a big away following to generate that kind of atmosphere.
Kelly, got your hand up, love?
Yeah, there's also quite a few seats covered up in the bottom of the cop, isn't there? Is there about 3 or 4 rows right at the front that are all covered where nobody sits?
Yeah, that's true. I think everybody in the wisdom when they were scoring onto the pitch, I think that's why they've done that. But if you've noticed as well, they have exactly the same at the back of the cop. They've got like 2 or 3 rows covered at the back of the cop, what I find a bit strange.
That is strange.
That is a bit odd.
So Charlie can't police the whole of the cop, can he?
So what do you say, Sam?
I said, obviously, Charlie can't police the whole of the cop. If everyone, if everyone remembers Charlie getting onto the pitch to get him screwed.
So we've had a couple of TikToks come in. We've had Maddie who says basically she wants the section where basically move everybody out of the northwest corner and put them up. We've got G Kitson who said up. We've had Ollie reply, get them out of the northwest corner. So Stan, would you say up or lower?
I'll go for upper based on I think what would probably be better acoustically.
And that's first time Stan has not sat on the fence in a while. So we'll move over to Diane. Up or lower, Diane?
Upper cop.
Labib?
Sorry, I'm still on mute. Personally, I don't mind really. Again, without wishing to kind of upset anybody who's already seated in the lower cop, it might be easier to convert that to safe standing. I don't know, but for me, I don't mind if it's the upper cop or the lower cop. Like I said, I'll sit in the Midland Road, but if somebody came along and said we're going to house you to accommodate the atmosphere section, I think I'd lift as well. So I can see it from both sides, but personally, I think it should move from the northwest corner.
So would you say it'd be lower cop or the top of the cop?
From my point of view, I don't really think it matters. I think if the club is interested in safe standing, and I think we do have a lot of fans who would be interested in safe standing, it might be easier to convert the low cop.
Chris?
I think upper.
DJ Lee?
I would say lower, personally, because if you put them up there and they're known for being misbehaving, it's a bit steep up there. You're going to be picking some of them up off at bottom, aren't you? Because they'll be falling down.
Yeah, and then we've had Caden, who's put top of cop off the TikTok.
Either or.
Callie?
I'd go for upper cop, because going back to my old school days, that's That's where it used to be. Away fans in TL Della stand and our fans in Top at Cop.
So we've had Ben on TikTok who's put upper if going for another couple of minutes. So TikTok, upper or lower, just put what you're thinking. So is anyone at the game tomorrow? Are you going, Stan?
I kind of have something on, and I may either get to the game very late or I might not get there. I can't say any more than that, but yeah. So it's 50-50 for me.
Stayed on fence again.
Which, no, it's like it is something that it's not unavoidable, but it's basically I am doing something, and I won't say too much. It's nothing dodgy or anything, but it's just yeah, I'm kind of doing something, so I will be hoping to get to the game, however late it will be. But if not, then not. But I never miss a home game, so it's quite unusual for me not to go.
And before we go to Diane, a couple of TikTokers. We've had KP. I think the family stand would be brilliant. And then Kay's put top of the cop. Ben's put upper. So Diane.
Yep, I'm there tomorrow. Definitely.
And Labib, yourself?
When you're ready to pop the question, the last thing you want to do is second-guess the ring. At BlueNile.com, you can design a one-of-a-kind ring with the ease and convenience of shopping online. Choose your diamond and setting. When you find the one, you'll get it delivered right to your door. Go to BlueNile.com and use promo code LISTEN to get $50 off your purchase of $500 or more. That's code LISTEN at BlueNile.com for $50 off your purchase. BlueNile.com, code LISTEN.
Sorry, I was distracted. Just trying to reply to a message. What was the question again?
Are you going to the game tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. I am. It's my first game for about 6 weeks. Not been since the Salford home draw. Obviously, being down here in Nottingham, and then I actually had the nerve to go on holiday halfway through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about you, Chris? Are you going?
Oh yeah, I'll be there. Get there about 1:30 season ticket, and then have a few beers, and then watch that wonderful squad that is Bradford City.
Speaking about drinks, does anybody remember Allen's?
Say that again.
Does anybody remember Allen's that used to be down Manningham Lane on right hand side? When he got to Mecca. Hot drinks, blackcurrant, lemon, sarsaparilla. Beautiful.
Lee, are you watching on iFollow tomorrow?
I will be there spiritually, yes. Sadly, a certain date which will remain unmentioned.
Okay.
Catching up, so yeah.
Miss Callie?
Yep, as long as that snow doesn't decide to drop on Nottingham in the morning, I'll be driving up, yeah.
And right, Callie, everyone's been asking for this feature for weeks on weeks and weeks.
Was that? Sorry, did I just say we've got another Nottingham-based supporter as well?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in Nottingham for quite a lot of years.
All right, okay, all right.
Are you as well?
Yeah. Been here.
Whereabouts?
I'm in Carlton, Gedling area.
Oh yeah, I'm in Hucknall.
All right, okay. Yeah, we need to start a Nottingham-based Bantams group.
We do. We can get a minibus hired up and get
I know.
Get a designated driver. That'd be ace.
Because I know there's a couple of lads just down the road in Grantham, and they travel up every week. So we could do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
There you go.
So, Miss Callie, right, people have been asking for this feature for a while. How's it going on with the Welsh? I can't remember how Stan described him. The Welsh.
Lothario.
Yeah, the Welsh Lothario. How's it going on?
I've not heard anything from him, to be fair. Not a sausage.
And then
you sound really disappointed.
Yeah.
Well, what can I say? I'll be at Vaults tomorrow if anybody wants to come say hello. If anybody's listening.
Before we disappear...
we used to be in Bradford Arms.
we've had someone who's putting a spanner in work. So we've had Grace. Drum would be great in bottom of cop. Top of cop, there's a lot of misbehaviour. Nobody comes from me, Limo. So Grace is the troublemaker at top of the cop. There it is, proof there. Right. So, anyone else that got anything else they want to rant about, rave about, chat about?
Were you going to go back to the Barrow saga with regards to the actual referee? Is that what you were sort of alluding to earlier?
Yeah. So, obviously, the Barrow game, I went to the Dock Museum. I know people who join in late on TikTok. Next time you go to Barrow, go to the Dock Museum. Fantastic museum, and it's free. Went there, went to a craft fair, got Sarah some stuff for her birthday. What's tomorrow? Happy birthday, Sarah, for tomorrow. Grand age of 43. Plus other ages. I think she's 43.
She'll kill you if you get it wrong.
She'll kill you telling everybody. Well,
there you go. Callie's attracting him again. Crypto Bantam, Callie, you've got an admirer who's going to buy you a drink.
Sorted.
So there's Callie's free drink.
What does Crypto actually look like? There's no on his I've just looked on his profile. There's nothing on him. You need to put a profile picture up, Crypto.
You just need to slide into his DMs, Callie. That's how it works these days. Slide into his DMs.
This is like dating with Callie. It turns into dating with Callie, doesn't it?
Oh, it always does. So Crypto, slide into Callie's DMs like people normally do. Just slide into her DMs, have a chat with her, meet up, and we'll see if
is this a euphemism, this sliding in thing?
No, not euphemism.
I'm just too old for
come on, Lee. Don't go there, man.
I'm not. It's just,
You know what happens when you go there? It gets disgusting.
It's just you. That's what it is. No, it could be an episode of Catfish.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I just say, I'm still waiting for my photograph. I'm waiting for Stan to make me look even more beautiful.
Yep. Crypto 1 minute. He's going to put a picture in a minute for you, Callie.
Sorted. I'll have a delve into that. I'll have a look.
So we've had Bradford City getting battered everywhere. There you go. That's from a Barnsley fan, Ryan. Here we go. They're all invading now. We've had Leeds fans, Barnsley fans. I don't think we've had any Carlisle fans today. Right.
Well, they've got their own problems, haven't they?
Yep. No refunds on Harry Lewis. So, thank you everybody for coming along today. Thanks TikTok for coming along. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget we've got a little small Facebook page on Facebook. Bradford City Chickens, Up the Chickens. Bradford City Up the Chickens on Facebook, where we do a golden goal, the Super Six, and we do a golden booking as well. If you like the podcast, head over to Spotify, Apple Music, and wherever you get your wherever you get your podcast services from, and search for Chickens on the Loose podcast. And also Twitter and YouTube, hit the like button. Thank you for coming along today, wherever you're in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Have a good night, and up the chickens.
Brought us glory days. So let's all rally round and really make a sound that echoes across the valley from our city's football ground. Bradford are in the Premier League. Bradford are in the Premier League. City till I die. City till I die. I know I am, I'm sure I'm Bradford City till I die. City till I die. City till I die. I know I am, I'm sure I'm Bradford City till I die. Oh, Bradford City till I die.
Head over to Hulu this March, where our new shows and movies will keep you streaming all month long. Catch the award-winning movie Poor Things, starring Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, and Willem Dafoe. Check out the new documentary, Freaknik, The Wildest Party Never Told, about the iconic Atlanta Street Party. And don't miss FX's Shogun, a reimagining of the epic tale, starring Anna Sawai. So, what are you waiting for? Go stream something new on Hulu.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network.
TalkSport.
Powered by fans.